Welcome to the lesson on Information Processing 2100, topic 1.3. This time we're looking at the macros. Now, if we are in Google Docs, we actually don't have a lot of access to macros when we are in the text documents. It would be under the Extensions menu. If we go to our go to the spreadsheet version, then we do. So we can record a macro by going Extensions, Macros. You see it says recording at the bottom. A macro is going to highlight the first two columns, and it's going to insert a chart, and it's going to customize this series, display a trend line, and label that equation on the chart. Now we'll save that. We'll create a chart. We'll call it Control-Alt-Shift-2 as our keyboard shortcut. And now we have a macro. So the advantage to macros is that they can take things that can be tedious and automate them. So if I now hit Control-Alt-Shift-2, it is running a script. The first time you do it, you may have to give permission. And now we have a graph with a trend line and the equation labeled. So this has just built the chart, assuming our X and Y data are in our first two columns. In Microsoft Word, the macros are under the View menu when we have access to them. We do not see macros here. This is because we are in the web version, which is a limited version. If we have the downloadable app, and we go to Views, then we have macros, and we can view or record the macros. We can give it a name, we can assign it to a button or to a keyboard command, and we're storing it in our macro description. While we're recording it, we're going to go Control-A to select all, and we're going to say we're going to make this a normal style. And this is our macro. So we could stop recording. And now if we come here, pick hello, we make that heading 1. Let's make this title. We'll make this an intense quote. And now we go to view our macros. We can run that macro, and everything is back into our normal font. Our third and final software package is LaTeX, and LaTeX is largely programmable. So macros are not an incredibly easy thing to make here, but there are commands. So the learning curve for LaTeX is steep. They don't have macros in the traditional sense, but you can do a lot of things. So we could do, say, new command. Call that headway is the actual command. And then we want to say headway school. And now for our first part, instead of calling it part, let's do our new headway command. And then when we go back to where this part starts, we see headway school, as we have typed in the bracket, is what gets typed out when we issue that command. So that new command lets us do macros. We can even have it take arguments. So we could have headway school, and then here if we do a number 1, and when we type headway, and our first argument, put in Edmonton, and when we recompile, here we have that number in the Edmonton here. So it is possible to program the macros in LaTeX. It's warning because there's an illegal parameter. I forgot to tell it that we're going to be looking for a command. So, okay, I need to look into the way that works exactly in LaTeX. I apologize for not having that ready. But that's the basic idea.